In this video, we're going to do a step-by-step install of how to put this sauna together. Let's follow those instructions and get this done. The first step you're going to do is grab the bottom panel, and then just so you know, the instructions are very straightforward, but if not, you can see this video. You're going to grab the bottom panel, and then you have your 5 feet right here. Depending on your model, you will have the amount of feet you need. And then this is the area where your feet go, so the bottom portion where you screw it in is the other side. You can set this down, or you can have it up against the wall, and then screw them in. Now you're going to grab the bottom panel. We're going to flip this over. This next part can be done with 1 or 2 people. You're going to grab the back panel and you're going to set it in. If you come zoom in right here, you can see that there is a little notch at the bottom right here where it allows it to sit in here. So you're going to pick up the entire thing with 1 or 2 people and set it in nice and careful. And then you're going to be grabbing the left panel, and then you need 2 people for this. You're going to set this panel in, and then the second person will hold it together, and then I will go on the back and screw it. And the person in the back will hold it together. Let's grab the screws. I already have 3 in right here, but come on in close. So you're going to want to make sure that it's lined up so that they fit in, and then whether you're using a handheld or a power screwdriver, we're going to put this in right here at the top. You can feel it go into the thread a little bit right there, and now we're going to drive them all. The next piece you're going to grab is the bench support, and how you know that it's going to be the right direction is on the back. It will show which direction needs to be up, and if it for some reason doesn't have that sticker, look at this cable and it's going to be plugging into right there. And if you have the hybrid model, it will not have the plug on the bottom, but if you have the other model, you'll have a different plug which will plug into the floor. How this works is it slides in right here, sits right there totally fine. Grab the cord coming from right here, plug it into the back, and you're done. Grab the side panel next, and when setting this on, it might be nice to have 2 people that when you're putting this on, this piece right here, which remind you, there are no screws going into it. When you push the panel in, it needs to fit in between that groove right there, and you'll know that it's right because it just lines up nice and flush. And now we need to add the screws into the back corner of this to be able to make sure it's nice and held together. With 2 people, have 1 person holding this together, be able to make sure that you can get all the screws in, just like this, and then same thing as the other side, we're gonna screw them all in so that it's nice and tight. You're going to grab the bench cover next, and one tip you want to do to make sure that it goes in right, you have the heaters right here, these things that protrude. Make sure that when you're going in, you're not starting here and setting it down where it hits. Start underneath, slide it in, and the way you know, come in here and see this on the back side to be able to make sure that you know that it's the right direction. This right here where it's open wood, that's going to be flush up against it. Push it back, lift it up, and it's flush. Next is the front panel with the glass. Now you want to make sure you're doing this with 2 people, possibly even 3, depending on the individuals. Now a tip to be able to make sure that this goes in well and that nothing goes wrong is come look at this. This piece right here, both on bottom and top, need to not go in this direction. They need to come in from this direction and slide in. So as we're lifting it, you're going to see us lift it up, set it down, and then come in from this direction. You want to make sure that you're very careful with this top piece, that you are not putting any weight on it to lift up from here. Let's do that now. So we're going to go up, starting on the right, make sure that it's in, and then we're going to slide into the left. And then it's nice and secure. We put in 5 screws. I'm going to be screwing them in. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. It does have to be a perfect fit, which is a good thing. You know that this is very well built, it's precise. So we're going to screw those in right now. The next step is putting on the top panel. I wanted to show you guys what this side looks like. This is where you're going to be sitting in, looking up. This is what you will see. These pieces right here, where you can see these electronic components of 2 each, is what goes on the back side of the sauna. So I'm going to be grabbing this, doing a 180, and then we have the second person coming in to be able to help lift it up. Let's do that right now. With the top panel now in place, we need to take this piece off, which is where we're going to be doing a lot of the connections for electrical. So there's 3 screws holding this in. Let's get those out. Now that you have all 3 screws out, we're going to lift the top panel off, which exposes this right here. We need to plug in a lot of the components. Let's do that now. We have this cord right here, which you're going to plug in. It's already provided. You don't need to find this one. It will be right there. Make sure that everything else is nice and secure. Next, we're plugging in the power cord that it comes with, which goes in here. Make sure that you line up the holes with those right there, the prongs, and that it's nice and secure right there. You'll have this cord here on the inside. This is the control panel cord. We're going to plug it in right here. And you don't want this sitting inside your sauna. So what you're going to do is you're going to lift up the panel just a little bit on the top, and you're going to feed it through this hole. Make sure that all of it's through and no wires are pinched. Now that you have all this plugged in and tucked away, we need to put the panel back on. So set it in like this, where the cord is angled to the back direction, so to make it easy and to be able to hide the cord from anybody that's visible on the level floor. And just make sure to screw this back into place. The last screw right here that I'm doing. And done. Now on the inside of the sauna, we need to connect everything right here, here, and then here. We're going to put panels over them. Let's do that right now. So very simple. We're going to color coordinate so that there is nothing that can go wrong. We got 1, and looking at this, lining it up. 2, coming over here. Got red and red, white and white, and then last one right over here. We can remove this tape right here. This was during shipping. And done. Comes with 3 of these covers, and that's what's going to cover all these wires. Now you're going to be looking where to screw them in. You don't. These have magnets, which is really nice. So all you have to do is set them over the cords. Make sure that you kind of get it flush right there. Goes right on, and they're not going to come off. Very strong magnets, holding everything into place. And lastly, right here, now aesthetically, this thing is a 10 out of 10. The last step is to be able to install the handle, and you're going to know the right pieces because the outside matches the outside color, and then the inside color. So you're going to put them, you want to make sure that all the dust is removed where the handle is going to be going, line it up, and then you're going to use a screwdriver to finish that. Now this is not install. Actually, what you're going to be doing is taking this piece off before you use it, just to be able to make sure that everything's nice, kept and clean. The very last step before you can use it is to plug in your sauna, which is really nice. It comes with a 110 right here. Turn it on to use it. You're going to touch the bottom left of your LCD screen with your finger for a couple seconds, and then it will turn on, and then you can go through all the options. Good job of putting it together and in the location where you're going to be using it. Now I hope you enjoy your new sauna.